welcome to Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I'm Erin. I am 1/4 of the Steel City Stitchers. The other ladies send their love. Today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about floss organization, as well as some of my best tips for how I kit up a project, and a little bit of my WIP organization. If you enjoy this video, please give us a thumbs up. That's always a nice thing to do, as well as subscribing to this channel. You'll get a lot of great cross-stitch related content coming your way. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. I'll make sure to take a peek and get back to you with whatever I can. Okay, I'm really excited to dive into the world of floss, so let's get started. So I actually have two different methods of organizing floss. If you watch our channel, you'll know I was lucky enough to be gifted an extremely large amount of floss recently from this very kind lady in my town. She was done with cross stitch. So she gave me probably 2 to 6 skeins of every single color available. It was an amazing gift, once in a lifetime opportunity. It was an overwhelming amount of floss, I won't lie to you. I knew if I didn't organize that quickly, if I didn't find a method to the madness, then I would never use it. It just wouldn't be worth my time to go through all of the floss every time to look for the colors. I couldn't just throw them in a drawer and be done with it. So I found the solution online, and I thought it was the cheapest, easiest, and most organized, which all worked for my taste. I'm sure there are better methods, but this is the method that I've come up with, and it's working amazingly. So what you'll need are these portion packs. They're just the snack size Ziploc bag. This is from my local grocery store, but if you don't have that store in town, any of them will work. The reason I like these, I like that they can lay sideways, and the zipper, whatever you call this part, is on the side and not on the top, so I don't have to turn it upside down. I think that this just lays better in the drawer. But any will work. I just got lucky that this is all they had. And then I had 3x5 index cards. I like the kind that don't have the lines on it. I think that it looks neater in the bag. So here's what it looks like when I put them together. So I put the bag in first, then I stuck the floss in, and then in the top corner I wrote the number. So my drawer, if you're wondering, looks like this. I'm not sure which side it's going to come up on, but that's what it looks like. My husband says it's a chaotic, an organized mess. I happen to think that it's working out beautifully. The only issue with them is they do kind of rub against each other, so like they slip up or they'll slip down. So you just have to be careful of that. But if you're looking for floss quickly, it's very easy to kit projects up now. I'm probably going to be doing away with my other method of floss storage and going strictly to that. But I spent so much time putting floss on bobbins for so long that I feel like my heart can't handle getting rid of this method quite yet. So some of you may do this already. What I used to do was bobbin up every single skein of floss that I had. It takes forever. It takes forever, honestly. And they get caught up with each other. It's too much. But it does look really nice. I mean, I think that this looks, if you're into organization, like this looks nicer. This is what I go to first. If I'm kitting something up, I'll come here and I'll look for the number first. If I don't have it here, then I'll go get a full skein from my drawer in the back. They're in numeric order. I had them at one point in color order. I don't recommend that. Unless you're designing yourself, which I was for a while. That's not ever going to be a successful method of finding floss when you just want to kit up a project. It doesn't work for me. So I've gone back to just going in numerical order. I think that works the best. And then if I have fancy floss, I usually just kind of stick it in my drawer in another place. If I want to bobbin that up, then it kind of just goes at the end. I even have a completely empty one of these containers if you're curious what that looks like without any bobbins in it. So these plastic bobbins are pretty cheap. You can just find them on Amazon. Just search plastic bobbins, and you'll take the skein, you'll wrap it around it, and be done with it. My cats used to love when I would do this, but it's not a successful method now. So when I'm finished with a project, what I'll do is I'll stick my ring of floss in my drawer until I'm ready to organize again. And then I will bobbin up what's left of my skein and put it into my box. The other issue with the box method is that when you're out of room, like if you get a new color and you're out of room in that area, then you have to move everything, and that gets to be old. So it's not my favorite method, but I do think it looks nicer, and I've already committed to it, so it's going to stay around for a little while. Otherwise, I highly recommend the drawer, or if you need to, you can also use just a bin of storage to put the floss bags into. I find that that works as well. Okay, we're going to move on to how I kit up a project. So I thought another thing we could go over is how I kit up projects. I like to use project bags. I prefer the cloth kind to the plastic kind, but I'm going to show you both because I use both. I love this one by Caterpillar, the new one that she just came out with. I got this for Christmas and I'm obsessed with it. I keep my Caterpillar project in here so it's easy to remember what's inside of it. And I like that the zipper is really sturdy, so I feel like my stuff is very safe in here. It holds a lot, and I'll go over what's in there in a minute and how I organized it. But I like the cloth ones. I do use the plastic kind as well. I use these for projects that I'm not currently working on, but that are kitted up and ready to go. So older whips, or just whips that I'm putting aside for a little while, I'll put into these bags. And this is from Amazon. They're 10 pieces for $12. They're called the A4 mesh zipper pouch. I have a note there so I'd remember. You know, I'm a mom. The memory's not as great as it used to be. So anyways, these zipper pouches are great, inexpensive, and there's multiple colors. There's like 2 greens, 2 blues, 2 reds. I don't remember the other colors. Maybe yellow. I don't remember. My daughter has stolen a couple of these, so if there was red, it's gone now. I do like these, and I highly recommend them. The other thing that I use are a little bit bigger project bag. We were lucky enough to be gifted these from some people that watch our channel. What I like about this size bag is that I can fit my Q-snap into here. So I don't have to take my project off the Q-snap all the time. So if I'm working on something a little bit bigger, I'll use the bigger bag. Where if it's a sale, I'm usually working through that month and then putting it away anyways until the next month. So I like this size for my sales. So what I'll do, I'll go through, you saw how I organize my floss. I'll go through and find all my floss and have a big pile of it. Then I will get these floss away bags and a ring binder clip. You can just get these at your local office supply store. They also have them at the grocery store. I mean, super simple to find. Amazon, I think, has them too. We are not lucky enough to have a cross-stitch store that we can go to in the Pittsburgh area. Our closest one is 2 hours away. So I have to rely on the internet for all of my cross-stitch stuff unless I'm visiting my mom in Michigan. It stinks, but it is what it is. So anyways, my little tangent of the day. So floss away bags, binder clips. Then I've already done this project. So I'll show you how once I get them into each of the bag, I like to mark it with the number as well as the symbol. Not all of the designers put the symbols in a convenient spot for me to look back at, and it is a pain for me to have to swipe back to. I don't know why. You know, how inconvenient. I have to swipe over to. I just don't like it. I'd rather quickly be able to say, okay, the next symbol I need is the X, and here it is. So as you can see, I do my best effort to draw in whatever the symbol is that's used. It's my best artist rendition, and I try. Okay, so that's how I organize the floss. I do find this to be a quick method. The nice thing about these bags is if you cut off a piece of the floss from the skein, I can just stick it back in there. I had a friend say to me once, like, I don't have time to be rebobbining up all the time. I can get so much more finished if I just stick it in the floss away bag. She was absolutely correct, and I have come around to her way of thinking. So I think that this is awesome. Actually, you know what? That friend was Jody. Thank you, Jody. You rock. So then I find my piece of fabric. This is the fabric I'm using for Bloom and Grow. And I find a needle minder. This is one of my favorite needle minders. And my needle, put it together. The other thing that I find to be key in any project bag, scissors. get your own pair of scissors for each bag. I highly recommend that. I think that it saves so much time and frustration from having to go, where did I put those scissors? Where are those scissors again? Just to have one in each bag. They're so cheap on Amazon, and also people give them to me. They come with certain kits, or you get them if you get those mystery boxes. You're always getting a new pair of scissors. That's how I get them. Or my husband will buy me a cute pair. Like, that is something that I have in abundance, so I can put in each one of my kits. That's my kitting up procedure. So the only other thing I wanted to go over with you really quickly, because I don't have the best method for this, but I do really love this book. It's from the Fat Quarter Shop, and it organizes all of my whips. If you're interested, there are other organization notebooks for cross stitch, but this one is very helpful. I just got it for Christmas, and I've been using it like crazy. So you can see you name your projects. What I like about it is that I can check off what I finish. And then I'll show you, this is a little bit more in depth. You can put some information on here. So the project name, perfect, by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and then my start date, my end date, what count fabric I used. I don't have the world's best handwriting. Sorry about that. And then I like that you can note if you change the floss. So I did change the 310. I used that new Sparkle C310. Oh my gosh, you guys, that stuff is awesome. If you're not using it, I highly recommend grabbing some of it. It's DMC, the C's. It's great. You can do a time tracker. I'm not a time tracker fan. I feel like I'd rather be stitching than marking how long it took me to, in a day to stitch so many stitches. But that's up to you. I also like to put a note of like, here's how I finished this, and here's what this was for. If I give it to somebody, I like to put that note in there. So I really, really dig the checking it off method too. It's so satisfying to put a check mark and know that I finished a project. So that's been my goal as of late, is to get as many check marks as possible, and it's helping to motivate me. So I highly recommend that. So thank you so much for watching today, and remember to like and subscribe. Also, if you check out the description box, Sally's included the information in there for how to subscribe to her newsletter. And if you subscribe to her newsletter, you also get a very amazing free ebook of 5 stitch patterns, 5 different stitch patterns, even better. So check that out, and thank you again for coming by and hanging out with me. It was nice to see you, and hope to see you guys again soon. Bye.